In 15 starts, Justin Herbert established himself not as just one of the best rookie quarterbacks that we've seen, but as one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, full stop. He threw for the most ever touchdowns for a rookie and had the lowest interceptable pass rate in the NFL. Herbert showed impressive touch, accuracy, and anticipation, but he also had some issues with predetermining his throws, drifting into pressure in the pocket, and reading away from the design concepts. Despite the issues on the offensive line and uninspiring play design, Herbert showed that he's the future for the Chargers. In year one, Justin Herbert did something that a lot of NFL quarterbacks don't do in their entire careers. He threw with anticipation. Anticipation throws are huge for young quarterbacks and allow for quicker reads and more tight window throws. When you combine that anticipation with Herbert's ball placement, there are some throws that he makes that are just impossible to defend. The Chargers are running a simple 10-yard curl here against a cover 1 blitz. Herbert knows he needs to get the ball out quickly and starts his throwing motion to throw the curl before the receiver is out of his break. That chemistry and trust is hard to build and it's pretty special to see so quickly. Herbert could also read and throw to green grass before his receiver entered the area. The Chargers are running the Y-cross concept here. Y-cross has one receiver running a cross route at 18 to 22 yards with the aim to catch the ball between the hashes and the numbers. That route is designed to force defenses to transfer zones or run with that player in coverage. To that side, there's also someone in the flats to pull the linebackers up and open up the window to the cross. However, in this case, the Patriots are in cover 3 buzz. That allows the safety to buzz down and pick up the flat route and leaves the corner free to get depth to cover his deep third of the field. That, combined with a defender over the cross, takes away that route. Behind that, though, is a deep dig. When the cross is taken away, that vacates the middle of the field, and that's when the dig route is thrown. Herbert quickly diagnoses that cover 3 buzz, understands that the cross route is taken away, and what that means for his read. He climbs the pocket, and as his receiver is breaking on the dig, he begins his throwing motion to target the vacated space in front of him for a gain of 24 yards. Herbert has also shown some very good eye discipline. Here on a Haas concept with 2 seams from the inside receivers and curls on the outside, Herbert does a great job of holding the safety in the middle of the field before rifling the ball into the window between him and the trailing defender. Even in the short game, Herbert shows the ability to move defenders with his eyes and look players off. The Chargers are running a spot flat concept with the receiver hooking up inside of the flowing flat defender. Aside from the defender navigating over the top to cover the spot, the player that can most impact that throw is the middle linebacker. Herbert looks directly at him to hold him in place, which creates a window to throw the spot route before he can make a play on the ball. These little things, when combined with Herbert's raw talent, created an impressive first year. Some of the arm angles he made throws from were really special. When you throw in the anticipation throws and reads that Herbert made, you have a quarterback that can completely transform the landscape of your franchise. The talent is clearly there. Herbert showed that he has a very high ceiling, but he did have some issues reading away from design concepts. The Chargers are running a variation of the Mills concept with a dig and a post behind it and a flat route underneath. The play is designed to attack both the linebackers and the deep defenders behind them. It's essentially a double high-low scheme. The flat route pulls defenders away from the dig, and the dig can pull defenders away from the post. Both of those things end up happening here, and that's where the play is designed to be read. The linebacker is pulled up on the flat route, which opens up the middle of the field on the dig route. The safety has flipped his hips to cover what he thinks is a vertical route and is now out of position to cover both the post and the dig. While there's pressure on this play, we just saw Herbert show he is capable of throwing with anticipation and making these kinds of plays. The problem is, he's not even looking at that side of the field. Instead, he's reading the top of the screen with a deep out and a flat route. However, the receiver immediately loses leverage with an inside release, and his route is dead in the water. There's nowhere to go with the ball, the pressure gets home, and it's an incompletion. These kind of mental lapses happen continually through the season. He showed great decision making and reads one play, then would look to the wrong side of the concept or lock onto a receiver the very next. The Chargers are running a classic man beater here with mesh. It's designed to create rubs and picks to spring players open coming across the field so that they can catch the ball on the move. The Chargers even run a pre-snap motion to help Herbert diagnose that it's man coverage. The defender runs with the receiver, which indicates that it's man. Instead of reading the mesh concept and throwing to Hunter Henry, who has been schemed open by those rubs with space to run, Herbert throws a contested ball on the comeback route to the top of the screen. Even if he makes the wrong read though, Herbert has such consistent mechanics and such a good arm that it doesn't even matter. Those mechanics all stem from his base. At 6'6", he can tend to overstride and widen that base at times, but when he keeps his foundation, his ball placement is unreal. That base should be slightly wider than shoulder width apart. That allows him to be able to fully rotate his hips into the throw, which helps him generate accuracy and velocity. Hip rotation is the most important thing for quarterbacks in generating power, and Herbert is excellent at getting all his cleats in the ground and driving off of his back foot. However, unsurprisingly, when he loses the ability to rotate his hips and instead gets his hips parallel to the line of scrimmage, he loses his accuracy. That's when you most often see him misplace balls. Especially when he was facing the Patriots, who were getting after him up front with a lot of pressure, he started to drift away from some of those throws and open his leg and toe towards the sideline. That prevents him from closing his shoulder to the throw and generating power from his feet up to his hips. As a result, he had some accuracy issues. Adding on to some of those issues was the way that the Chargers had him take drops. Part of that is on Herbert, and part of that is on the coaching staff for LA, who obviously is no longer there, with Brandon Staley now in town. Out of shotgun, Herbert frequently took 5-step drops. That's asking a lot of your offensive line. Since you're already 5 yards deep from the line of scrimmage, a 5-yard drop puts Herbert at about 10 yards deep. That makes the angle much easier for pass rushers to get home. While his line did him no favors, compounding that with taking deep drops in shotgun wasn't good game planning by the coaching staff or by Herbert. Herbert has to understand where his pocket is. Here, the line of scrimmage is on the 15-yard line, and Herbert is dropping all the way back to the 4. The tackle does get beat, but he's expecting to be able to wash the edge rusher behind the pocket where Herbert will be safe and be able to climb. Instead, Herbert is so far back it results in a sack. Combined with those deep drops, Herbert would also sometimes drift in the pocket, and that would bring him into additional pressure. There are easy things to fix, and they'll probably change in a new offensive system with Joe Lombardi as their new offensive coordinator, but it made life harder on an already struggling offensive line. Herbert has all the tools to help the Chargers win right now. Brandon Staley is a great defensive mind who should help a very talented defense live up to its potential. As Justin Herbert settles into a new offensive system and starts to attack concepts correctly, fine-tune his drops and pocket movement, and uses those glimpses of unreal anticipation and ball placement, the Chargers could very quickly start making noise in the AFC. Herbert raised the bar and eliminated a lot of the inconsistencies he had in college. He made some fantastic throws, showed complete control of the team, gave the offense life, and is the clear future for LA. Hey guys, make sure to check out the Patreon for weekly game picks, some extra bonus content and video breakdowns every week. There's also early releases for these full breakdowns. You can donate just $1 a month and that gives you access to all of it. I appreciate you guys tuning in, and until next time, I'm Casey Sully, and I'll see you on the next film breakdown.